Welcome, teachers. This is a quick overview of the UbD Unit Template. I'm going to show you what goes in each box on this template. First, we're looking at Stage 1. At the top, we have included an LCPS header which shows the unit title, grade level, and approximate time frame, and I'm going to leave the big idea part blank just for now. The column on the left is the Established Goals column. This is where you put your standards, and they can be copied and pasted right from the framework. I've included our power standards and our supporting standards for this unit. Next, I go to the transfer box. This includes what you want students to be able to do after you teach this unit. This is the ultimate goal. You can put this in plain and simple terms. Try to make it something that is broad, that can be transferred to other classes or to real life. Then I move down to the meaning section. The first place you can check to help you complete this section is the Unpacked Standards folder. See if somebody already unpacked the standards you're using. Here is what an unpacked standard looks like, and you can pull information from here for all of Stage 1. Otherwise, check your framework and read through the essential understandings and essential knowledge, skills, and processes. The understandings box is for the concepts you are teaching that have deep meaning. For example, students will understand figurative language is powerful. You only want to have between 1 and 4 of these because it keeps your unit focused. Then we're going to move over to the essential questions. Usually for each understanding you have, you can match an essential question. So if your statement is, students will understand figurative language is powerful, then your matching question could be, why do authors use figurative language? Questions should be open-ended and spark discussion. The goal is to get students to say the understanding and come to that realization on their own. So now real quick, I want to address the big idea of the unit. If you weren't sure of what this was at the beginning, you should have a better understanding of the meaning of the unit now. In this case, my big idea is style and words can be impactful. This idea is bigger than just a unit on figurative language. It can connect to other disciplines and it can go beyond the classroom. Next is your acquisition level boxes. They have to do with basic facts and basic processes that are usually listed right in your standards. These are your nouns and your verbs. What do you want students to know? What do you want them to be able to do? These are taught first before students move on to making meaning and then before they move on to transfer. Stage 1 overall is like the X on your treasure map. It's your destination and where you want students to get to. Stage 2 is your check for understanding. How will you know that students acquired information and made meaning? You will assess their ability to transfer it. So Stage 2 is for evidence. The evaluative criteria is basically just your rubrics, and the most important is your transfer task. This is your summative assessment that actually assesses the transfer goal. Sometimes this is not easy to create, so it's best to work with your team. This assessment should be common within your team. Other evidence is any other assessment that you give, formative or summative, such as quizzes, observations, checklists, or exit tickets. So let's recap. Stage 1 was your X on the map. Stage 2 is your evidence you got there. And now Stage 3 is the path you use to get students to that destination. Now, you and your team need to have the same Stage 1 and 2, but if you prefer, you can have a different Stage 3. That means you're going to tailor your plans to meet the needs of your unique class and your teaching style. You're all going to the same place and you're all testing the same way, so feel free to be creative in how you get there. So, in Stage 3, you need to describe the learning events. You don't have to write your day-to-day lessons, but you do need to list in order how you're going to get students to the end goal. This can be like a mini long-term plan for the unit or an outline for the unit. Your descriptions can include your objective, your essential questions you're focusing on that week, or even some resources that you want to make sure you include when you actually write out your lesson. And that's it. Remember, your units are a work in progress. As you go through your unit and meet with your team, you may be revising as you go. It's a living document that should serve your students and you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the instructional department.